Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Mark Farzy. This is the Farzy Show, presented by Steven Singer of Steven Singer Jewelers. Hope you guys just had a wonderful Tuesday and have a wonderful Wednesday as well. So much to get into today, including some good news about the Eagles' offensive line and the Super Bowl storyline no one's talking about. Oh man. It's going to be a good one. But first, if you remember yesterday, I talked about a little story about my going to my cousin's wedding and having to tell him that the espresso at the place that he recently started managing, that he no longer is managing, the espresso was bad. I said that he said that I liked espresso that tasted like motor oil. Well, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know my cousin listened to the podcast. He himself is a person on the podcast. And he said, hey, just for the record, I said, you like motor oil and dirt, just for the record. I go, fair enough. I'll lead the show with that tomorrow. Thank you. So to my cousin, Doug, thank you, brother. Much appreciated. Let's start off with the good news, okay? Now, Landon Dickerson suffered an injury in this game against the San Francisco 49ers. The injury, it turns out, according to Jeff McClain of Inquirer.com, is not that serious. Jeff McClain tweeting out yesterday, left guard Landon Dickerson suffered a hyperextension of his right elbow, but an MRI on Monday came back negative. He is expected to play in the Super Bowl, according to NFL sources. He will likely wear a brace on his elbow during practice and in the game. It did come up after the game about what the Eagles were going to do if Landon Dickerson did not play, and Andre Dillard's name had been floated out by a couple of people, simply because Landon Dickerson, if he did miss time throughout the year, Andre Dillard was the guy to go in there and play at left guard. And Andre Dillard, can't believe I'm saying this, actually played fairly well. Was he Pro Bowl status like Landon Dickerson? No, he wasn't. But he was at the very least serviceable. But still, you'd much rather have Landon Dickerson starting there at left guard than you would Andre Dillard, and it looks like you're going to have that a week from Sunday. So that's great news regarding the Eagles' second-year Pro Bowler, Landon Dickerson getting the start there. Now, this is something that it didn't even jump out to me when I first saw it. It didn't, like, a bell didn't go off, right? A little light bulb didn't go off in my head going, wait, hold on a second. Of all the storylines in the NFL, of all the storylines going into this Super Bowl, whether it's the Kelce brothers, whether it was Reid used to coach in Philly, and then a little subplot with Nick Sirianni, formerly coaching and being a wide receivers coach in Kansas City, with Todd Haley and Romeo Crennel after Todd Haley got fired and all that stuff. We know that Nick Sirianni coached there in Kansas City. But how did it end? Do you remember how it ended? For Romeo Crennel, the Todd Haley coaching staff there, right? Do you know how that ended? It ended with Andy Reid coming to town, and Andy Reid essentially firing Nick Sirianni. Now, Nick Sirianni was asked about it in his press conference yesterday, and it was interesting. John McMullen asked him the question if they had a chance to really talk football during this meeting that they had, and Nick Sirianni was quick. He was quick to kind of push any idea of picking the brain of Andy Reid out of the way. He was quick to dispel any idea that that's what went on in this meeting. Here is Nick Sirianni talking about the meeting where he was pretty much fired by Andy Reid. This is Nick Sirianni yesterday.
Do you remember what went on in that meeting? And did you try to pick his brain as far as, what kind of coach he was?
Yeah, that probably wasn't the time, so I didn't get a chance to there. It was kind of more so, just kind of receiving my fate there. He had a guy. He was, I really admired that he pulled me into the office and asked to meet with me and told me, face to face that he had a guy, but had heard good things about me, and I appreciated that, and his honesty, his ability to get to me as soon as he possibly could so I could move on and find another job. And so I didn't get a chance to pick his brain at all on anything like that, but got a ton of respect for Coach Reid and who he is as a person and who he is as a coach.
I'm sure. All respect, everyone respects everyone, loves each other. He got canned in that meeting. So when he gets asked the question about, hey, what was that meeting like? Well, the meeting was, I met him for the first time. He sat me down and told me he was going to bring in somebody else. He had somebody else in mind, according to Nick Sirianni. You know who that other person was? Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson was the next guy to come in and handle the business of this as the offensive coordinator in there. I think Greg Lewis was the guy that was the wide receivers coach when Andy Reid came in to take over the Kansas City Chiefs to officially take over the job from Nick Sirianni. So it didn't go great. And I'm sure Nick oh man, could you imagine little Nick Sirianni? As let's see, this was like 31. He's 31 years old probably at the time. Maybe 30. And he's Andy Reid. First off, the guy that brought him along, Todd Haley, was already canned. He's now working for Romeo Crennel. Romeo Crennel already knows he's not getting the long-term job, right? So they're out with him, in with Andy Reid. Little Nick Sirianni was probably all amped up to meet Andy Reid, knowing what was probably going to come out of this meeting. But they're thinking, maybe I have a chance. Maybe I have a chance to stick around here as the wide receivers coach. And Andy Reid brought him in and was just like, sit down. I got some news for you, kid. I got some news for you. Firings, you're out. Greg Lewis is in. I should double check to make sure. I'm pretty sure it was Greg Lewis. But anyway, the bottom line is I think Sirianni, and Andy Reid had to fire him. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drum up that this Super Bowl is the Nick Sirianni revenge game on the guy that canned him, meanie Andy Reid. What a jerk that Andy Reid character is, firing little Nicky Sirianni. First NFL job, first NFL franchise. And then Andy Reid comes fee-fi-fo fumbling into town with his big old mustache, talking about cheeseburgers and craving barbecue. And he wants to fire Nick Sirianni. One of the first things he does when he gets to KC. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Sweet, innocent Nick Sirianni. You just put him out on the street. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's start that storyline going into this one. In all honesty, Nick couldn't have been sweeter about the scenario and actually gave compliments to the guy that was just like, I already have somebody else for this job, but thanks. I hear you're a great guy. I hear great things about you throughout the NFL. You're going to do great things. See you later. Instead of talking about the Kelce brothers for the millionth time, instead of harping on Andy Reid's time here in Philadelphia, let's make this the Nick Sirianni revenge game on the big old Ebenezer Scrooge of football that fired him, Andy Reid. That's what we're going to do. But maybe I'll start political campaigns because we miss those, don't we? Maybe I'll start political ad campaigns, just mudslinging in Andy Reid. That's how we'll handle this. We'll turn him into even more of a villain that some people already want to make him out to be. You know what I don't like, people? You know what I don't like? I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like San Francisco 49ers fans. I know I started the show off with this yesterday, talking about how, like, oh my God, like, Niner fans, do you guys need a hug? I said yesterday, it happens to everybody. Every team suffers injuries. Every team gets banged up. Every team has calls that don't go their way. The best example of that is the Devontae Smith catch that wasn't a catch. All right? Yes, you have my sympathy. But, man, now you got the radio personalities out there, and hat tip to Kevin Kincaid of Crossing Broad, who put this story out there. Guys for the main sports station out there in San Francisco were apparently in Philadelphia, and we're talking about Philadelphia fans that were fake tough, that were like wannabe gangsters, and told stories about how they were so mistreated by Philadelphia fans, and the game was robbed from San Francisco, and there's national stories now. Who did I see? It was Nick Wright, that Nick Wright character who used to be a member of the ball community and now is like a long hair guy. But anyway, that's an argument for another day. He's saying that Brock Purdy would have won the game for San Francisco if he would have stayed healthy. But yeah, he didn't. He didn't. And I like how if you're the number one defense, every other defense sucks. Eagles are a top defense as well. Eagles are a top defense, especially in getting after the quarterback. You guys didn't have that much of a leg up even in the defensive category. But yet people are acting like the San Francisco 49ers are some juggernaut. The clock hit midnight. You guys survived a 12-game winning streak. You guys survived a 2 seed in the NFC with a third-string quarterback, literally the last guy taken in the draft. You guys did that all season long. The bell went off. The carriage turned back into a pumpkin. And unfortunately, the slipper never fit. So sorry. It happens to everybody. But damn, people want to talk about fan bases as being a bunch of crybabies over this. It's still going on in San Francisco. I know your season's over. I know it just ended a couple of days ago. But damn, you want to talk about mudslinging? The mudslinging in Philadelphia and Philadelphia fans in the game and the referees. Oh, my God, take some responsibility. At least here in Philadelphia, we'd be throwing mud at our own people. You know why? Because we like accountability. We don't like pointing fingers at everybody else. When we suck, you know who says we suck first? We do. That's why we're the greatest sports city in the entire country, because we hold our players accountable. Before you say anything terrible about our players, we've already said it. We've already said it. So you're not breaking any news. But, man, take some responsibility. Good Lord. Maybe Josh Johnson shouldn't fumble a snap when he just had to catch a shotgun pass. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe if he does, maybe he needs to fall on it, and he didn't fall on it. Maybe your offensive line should block in general, and Brock Purdy plays in that game the entirety of it. I don't know. But then again, it is hard to block Hassan Reddick. Apparently, it's not that hard to block Nick Bosa. Oh, and that's another thing. I've seen people complain, and people get it all up in my comments about how, if Lane Johnson did false start every other play. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. A lot of people false start. It happens in the NFL. Did you watch that Giants-Vikings game? Was it Evan Neal? I think it was Evan Neal. No. All right, his name's not coming to me. That jumped on their lead-taking touchdown throw down the middle of the field. I think it was Darius Slayton. And no call on that play. I haven't seen a lot of Vikings fans up in arms about that. And, man, Vikings fans do they have some gripes. Maybe they're too concentrated on the fact that Kirk Cousins threw 3 yards on a 4th and 8. Holy pots and pans. That was ridiculous. I think San Francisco fans are not going to get over this for a long time. They're not going to get over this for a long time, and they continue to throw mud. Another fan base that apparently is all pissed off with Philadelphia right now, and they even, I think, have more of a gripe, because I feel like they were betrayed. And that's New York Giants fans. We talked about it a little bit on the show. The Empire State Building, in case you missed it, lit up with Eagles green in celebration, I guess, of the NFC East champion, Philadelphia Eagles, making it to the Super Bowl. I guess the Empire State Building thought that there was like some, I don't know, brotherly love between the Giants and the Eagles and their fan bases. Would they have lit up in like Dallas blue if the Cowboys made it? Like, what would have happened there exactly? If it was San Francisco, would they have lit up in red? Even that, I think Giants fans would have a problem with. So, for me, if you would have lit up Billy Penn or put a Giants hat on Billy Penn, I think we would have rioted in the streets in Philadelphia. So New York Giants fans, although I think some nerd at the Empire State Building just thought everybody in sports is like buddies and everybody talks about puppy dogs and ice cream, I guess that's why they did it. I don't know. But Giants fans, I think you have a little bit more of a reason to gripe and be pissed off at Philadelphia, because it's indirectly at the Empire State Building for putting on the Eagles colors. So anyway, the reason I bring this up again is because there is I believe he's a producer at WFAN who went off on Eagles fans for being frauds. And I don't like to reward, and you guys know this, nowadays we reward stupidity with attention, and that's really what people are looking for. But I just thought that this was so funny, and the only way to really counterpoint it is to play it for you. So without further ado, here's the producer from WFAN who is just really pissed at Eagles fans for whatever reason for celebrating their NFC championship and going to the Super Bowl, their second Super Bowl in 5 years. Here's his take on Eagles fans being overjoyed with going back to a Super Bowl.
Hey, Maresh, what is it you said about Eagles fans?
Dude, this week we learned they are the biggest fraud football fan base in the world. Come on, think about this. You win an NFC championship game when you won a Super Bowl 5 years ago, and you're just going to take to the streets, slide down poles with Crisco, crash bus stops, high-five strangers in the street all night, and miss Burrow versus Mahomes? If you care that much about football, you watch Burrow versus Mahomes and see who you're going to play in the Super Bowl. I'm so tired. They're fake tough guys. All they care about is looking cool on TikTok and being all tough. They don't actually care about football, or you wouldn't miss Burrow versus Mahomes. Bunch of fraud losers. Hope they get their ass kicked next Sunday.
I hope they get their ass kicked Sunday. All right. This to me reeks of the kid in school who raised his hand and said, teacher, are you going to are you going to check homework? You forgot to check homework. You gave us homework yesterday and you forgot to check it. You check it. And everyone's like, dude, nobody did homework. What are you doing? There's a party going on outside and you want us to stay in and do homework? We've seen Patrick Mahomes. We've seen Joe Burrow. Every Eagles fan already had their mind made up as to who they wanted to see in the Super Bowl. You know who it was? Most people wanted to see the Cincinnati Bengals because Joe Burrow would have to be peeled off the turf. Actually, it's real grass in it was State Farm Stadium now, State Farm football, whatever. That's State Farm Field, I guess. Everybody wanted to see Joe Burrow. We knew the story. We already did our homework. It was done early, and now we were allowed to go out and party. We've seen Patrick Mahomes. We know Andy Reid pretty well. So nobody gave a damn. Oh, we're going to stay in. Everyone's partying in the streets, and you want to stay in to watch guys you've seen play, not only play a lot before, but play each other already before. Like, you're fine. And you want to harp on Eagles fans? Oh, stay inside and do your homework. No, we'll be outside. Thank you, nerd. That's where we'll be. Outside, enjoying the hell out of ourselves and a trip to the Super Bowl. You know why? Because, yes, New York Giants, you've won 2 Super Bowls, right? What, in the last 10 years? 12 years? Good for you. All right? You've won 4 in your history, I believe it is. Good for you. We haven't had that kind of good fortune here in Philadelphia. I'll admit it. So we get to go outside and celebrate it? Yeah, we're going to go out and do that because we like to party. And here's where we differ greatly between Philadelphia and New York. And I give all the credit in the world to Al Morganti, who made this point, and it's a brilliant point. I don't know if you guys have been in New York recently, but it's ginormous. And when the Giants were having Super Bowl parades and all that stuff, which was good for them, whatever. When the Giants were winning won Super Bowls with Eli Manning and those guys, there'd be the parade in Manhattan, and then like a block away, nobody would know what was going on. In Philadelphia, we're a little smaller than New York. It's okay to acknowledge that fact. We still very much have a good feel about us as a town more than a city, where everybody went to high school with somebody else that you know, and the 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon or whatever it might be, who's a Philly guy, by the way. We all still feel like we know each other. If something big happens in the city, you feel it throughout the city. That's undeniable. So when something great happens, like one of our teams make it to a championship game or championship round, we're going to celebrate it. You know why? Because we like to party. We like to have some drinks. We love to high-five strangers. I'll say it again. Never is Philadelphia more so the city of brotherly love than when our sports teams win. And we get to take to Broad Street. We get to take to Frankfurt Cotman, and we get to all embrace and hug and cheers each other and climb your Crisco poles, whatever they might be. In some cases, like I pointed out on Monday, walk the tightrope across the traffic lights, climb the monuments, statues, and sculptures in the city, and just spread the love, baby. Spread the love. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, look, people partying that I'm not invited to. Oh, let me harp on it. Let me cry about it. We're going to enjoy every second of it here in Philadelphia. Enjoy every second of it. Speaking of which, Nick Sirianni was in the locker room. I didn't play this for you guys yesterday. I'm going to play it for you right now. Nick Sirianni, this is what he had to say to the Eagles after the game when they clinched their Super Bowl appearance.
Oh, man. Hey, guys, bring it up real quick. Awesome job. Awesome job. We're 1 win away. Yep. We're 1 win away from something that we all dreamed about for a very long time. I don't know. We all dream about it now, right, being in this position. Some of us started dreaming about it when we were 2 years old. Some of us in high school. Some of us just when we got professionally. But we've all dreamed about this. All right, so it's pretty special. But remember this. The goal wasn't just to get there. We got one more. We got one more. Might as well win the whole thing. Let's go. Hey, a lot to be thankful for. We'll get the schedule to you. Great job. Happy for everybody in here. This is a special group of men. Let's go finish this off. Let's go.
Every time I see him in the locker room now, and he's gotten so much more comfortable. And look, you have a season like the Eagles had, you're going to be pretty comfortable in your own skin running that locker room. I can't get over watching that guy during his introductory press conference, how nervous he was to have the job. But he was. Let's acknowledge he was nervous. And then to see where he is at right now, because I had serious doubts about whether or not he could command that locker room, whether or not he could make the crucial call on a fourth down. And boy, has he done that many times as a head coach. Just this year alone. It's incredible. And to watch him get comfortable, to watch the players be comfortable around him, to just see the overall attitude that he has inspired here in Philadelphia, I'm amazed. When the Eagles hired him, even before the press conference, I think common joke was they hired a no-name guy around the league to simply be a yes man for the front office, a yes man for Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie. I think Jeffrey Lurie's biggest fear was hiring someone again that was like Chip Kelly, that would make him feel like he was no longer the owner of the team, that Chip Kelly was the owner of the team. And Nick Sirianni was this guy, and I think this is one of his best qualities. Nick Sirianni is the type of guy that knows how to delegate and knows how to make everybody else feel like they're involved. And in a lot of cases, they are. It's not pretentious. It's real. It's genuine. He has, and I think this, again, makes him who he is. He has the ability to listen to everyone. Last man on the roster, maybe the lowest guy in the totem pole when it comes to the front office, whoever it might be, to Jeffrey Lurie. He's a great collaborator. If that's delegating play calls to Shane Steichen, if that's giving a lot of leeway to his defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, whatever it is, this guy, whether it's his quarterback's coach, Brian Johnson, whoever it might be, this guy just delegates. This guy trusts the people around him. And even if he's taking in an idea that he's not going to use, he listens to the idea. Nick Sirianni is the guy you want to work for. Nick Sirianni is not only a guy you want to show up and work for, he's the guy you want to run through a wall for because he has given you his trust. There are some people you might work for in your life that yell, scream, try to bully you into being the best version of yourself. Other guys, I'm not going to say it's necessarily intentional. They might try to guilt you into a little bit, where they're so nice to you, it would kill you to disappoint them. Nick Sirianni, I think, is that guy. He's more of a kid glove type of guy. He can still be fiery. We've seen him fiery plenty of times on the sidelines, whether he's yelling at officials, whether he's yelling bleep you across the way at another head coach or whatever it might be, or he's trash-talking Colts fans for the owner, Jim Irsay, firing his buddy, Frank Reich. He's got that fire. Get yourself a guy who could do both. Nick Sirianni is that guy. And I go back to that introductory press conference. I think to myself, wow. Never would have thought it. Never would have thought it in a million years that this guy in this setting would command a locker room, make that crucial call on fourth down, make everybody around him feel important and listened to and heard. Never would have thought it in a million years. And here we are 2 years later going to the Super Bowl and doing it with a huge thanks to the collaborative efforts of Nick Sirianni and not being a dictator, but the term that people use all the time is that great CEO that knows how to delegate, knows how to listen. Nick Sirianni is the guy, of course, that you want to play for. He's a guy I think we'd all like to work for as well. Plus, I wouldn't mind him putting on like a Archbishop Wood t-shirt and singing the fight song of Archbishop Wood. I would find that cool if he did that. And with all that being said, let's just remember, what stinking SOB fired him? The evil Andy Reid. I'm going to do that. We're going to make political ads. We're going to make political ads. The meanie named Andy Reid that fired your head coach. What a jerk. Telling you. Let me tell you about my man Steven Singer of Steven Singer Jewelers, the other corner of 8th and Walnut, right there on Jewelers Row. Steven Singer Jewelers, one place, one price, the perfect price each and every day. There's a conversation. Let me just interrupt myself again. There is a conversation going on right now in the chat that I don't appreciate. I don't really get offended much, people, but I'm offended now. We'll get to that. But let me tell you about Steven Singer. One place, one price, the perfect price. Online at IHateStevenSinger.com. That's IHateStevenSinger.com. Steven Singer Jewelers, you know what you get at Steven Singer? You get treated like a real family member at the other corner of 8th and Walnut. So whether you're looking to get engaged, whether you're looking for that perfect gift for Valentine's Day coming up in 2 weeks, happy February 1st, everyone, by the way. Go to Steven Singer Jewelers, where you can sit back, relax, and know you're not getting taken advantage of every single day. When you walk into Steven Singer, you don't need a promo code. You don't need to know about a sale. The sale is every day at Steven Singer Jewelers. One place, one price, a perfect price. Online at IHateStevenSinger.com. That's IHateStevenSinger.com. Let me tell you about the great people at Manscaped. Manscaped.com. Use promo code Farzy for 20% off and free shipping when you use promo code Farzy. That's Manscaped.com. Promo code Farzy. Let me tell you right now, you'll enjoy the Platinum Package 4.0 that includes their amazing lawnmower. It includes their amazing weed whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, and they both come with skin-safe technology that helps reduce the risk of nicks so you can manscape with confidence and comfort. So check out Manscaped.com. How about the people at Freestone Farm CBD? FreestoneFarmCBD.com. If you use CBD, you want to try CBD, maybe you want to switch up your CBD. Go to Freestone Farm CBD at FreestoneFarmCBD.com. You'll enjoy the tropical tasting Bayox that clocks in at a chart-topping 24.1%. And Super CBD, which is half Hindu, Kush, and 21%. Genetics of these guys are off the charts. So enjoy every second of Freestone Farm CBD at FreestoneFarmCBD.com. And you know what else you'll be doing? You'll be getting 20% off when you use promo code Farzy at FreestoneFarmCBD.com. How about PHL Sports Nation, Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across all social media and blogs? That's PHLSportsNation.com. Let's get into the chat check, ladies and gentlemen. See how you beautiful people are doing today. I'm improvising today. I'm using the phone for the chat check here. April, good morning. Clay, good morning. Dan Schwartz, what's up, Daniel? How you doing, buddy? Mihai Sanchez, morning, Mark, and everyone. This Super Bowl about to be a classic. Here's where I'm leaning when it comes to this Super Bowl. Here's where I'm leaning. Eagles win. I think all around, the Eagles have the better team. Last I saw, Eagles 1.5 favorites. I think Caesars Sportsbook had them at a pick 'em, so it's very close no matter where you look. Eagles overall, I think, have the better defense. I think overall the Eagles have the better team. I think the Eagles have the deeper team. But you know the Kansas City Chiefs have, and it is pretty simple. They have Patrick Mahomes. You know what else they have on top of that? Experience. Nick Foles, he didn't have any experience in the Super Bowl, yet somehow he won the Super Bowl. Sometimes experience doesn't matter. Sometimes you just got to be better on that day. And when I think about the Super Bowl, there's one thing I heard during the Eagles Super Bowl run, of 2017 that I think about a lot. And it's when it's when Doug Peterson met Bill Belichick at the 50-yard line during warmups. Bill Belichick asked Doug Peterson something along the lines of, "Hey, how was your week?" And Doug was like, "Oh my God, there's a game in here somewhere, right?" Meaning all the pomp and pageantry and all that stuff and all pomp and circumstance and all that stuff, all the media stuff. There's a game in here somewhere, right? Like, we don't have to go to this media tour anymore. We can go to the field and play football, right? And that's what I took out of Doug Peterson saying that. And I think it makes a lot of sense. It's like you're used to going through the entire season of prep and practice and watching film and all that. And now it's like, you got to do this interview over here with Fox. You got to do this interview with CBS. You got to do this interview with NBC. You got to go over and do this interview with the local NBC. You got to do this interview over here with the radio stations. You got to do the Radio Row, all that stuff. And it's nonstop. And then sooner or later, like, hey, when do I get to do the football part? When do I get to do the thing that's ultimately going to decide what path my career goes? When's that going to happen? And when you talk about, how classic a matchup this is, when you talk about the week that's going to be out here, the week that's ahead of the Eagles right now, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Just got to stay focused. You got to stay poised. And you know what? It's not a Super Bowl environment. I'm not saying it is, but I don't think we ever give guys like Jalen Hurts that have played on big stages at the college level And yes, it's not the Super Bowl, but I think it's a nice warm-up lap to go through the college ranks the way Jalen Hurts did at Bama, for instance, and Oklahoma, some pretty big programs, and at least come out and have that experience. Oh, and then I think it also helps to have experience like guys like Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelce, Lane Johnson. Yeah, I think that helps too, to say the absolute least. Guys, I'm telling you, next week, this cough will be gone, and I'll be good to go. I'm playing hurt. Ticket prices are nuts. $7,500. We talked about it yesterday. Everyone's saying hello. PJ's putting out, anybody selling a kidney to go to the big game? Wouldn't put it past anybody. Maybe Chris Sims, because Nolan wants him there. Oh, that's funny. I've always liked Chris Sims. The Jalen Hurts stuff, man, that is just... he missed. He was wrong, and he admitted he was wrong yesterday. It seemed like it was begrudgingly that he was wrong, but he was wrong. I don't really understand anyone that could bet against Jalen Hurts right now. And I'm not talking about just in the Super Bowl. I'm just talking about for a career. Like, I think Jalen Hurts is going to be a perennial MVP candidate. I think he is that good. He does have to stay healthy. He does have to manage his running game better. Coaches have to manage his running game better as well. It looks like right now with the Broncos hiring Sean Payton, which is something we'll get into in the morning rush, and also DeMeco Ryans, congratulations to him getting the Texans job. It looks like you're going to have Jonathan Gannon. Oh, and Frank Reich, of course, being hired by the Panthers. It looks like you're going to have the same coaching staff going into next year that you've had for the last 2 years. So if everyone's on the same page without things are running, there's no transition. So that's nice. But when it comes to everything else, if you're thinking about this team and where they go from here, I think what you're getting to is the idea that you're going to be comfortable with who your defensive coordinator is, and you're going to be comfortable with who your offensive coordinator is. That means anything that you did this season that maybe you didn't like, you tweak in the offseason. Everybody gets on the same page again. All right, maybe we don't run with Jalen Hurts as much as we did. Maybe we protect him a little bit more. Maybe we hand the ball to a running back more often if we're looking to run the ball and not leave it up to an option, for instance. Maybe that would be a good idea. Okay, I'm almost at the pizza stuff. But yeah, Chris Sims was wrong. Clay, what's up, Clay? I can't go, have to work, and I'm afraid to fly. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Random Anton, definitely got to watch out for the shovel pass against the Chiefs. Definitely. Look, if Travis Kelce lines up in the shotgun, I'm just waiting for him to run it in. That's the play. Used to love... Oh, Clay, scared of flying, man. I'm sorry. Doesn't like flying. I'll say I'll downgrade it. He just doesn't like flying. 6 degrees of Andy Reid. Yeah, April, you ain't kidding. Huh. Random Anton, fair to say we're the villain in this battle? No. Andy Reid is the villain. Imagine sweet, innocent, 30-year-old Nick Sirianni. Huh? 29-year-olds, maybe. Now that I think about it, because he's 41 now. Andy Reid took over in 2022. Yeah, so maybe 31. Yeah, 30. Andy Reid fired Nick Sirianni. I think that makes him the villain. And it makes Nick Sirianni the comeback kid. Mahomes is the new NFL golden boy. Don't like us, we don't care. Oh, I see what you're saying. Niners fans might whine more than Cowboys fans. Good Lord. Here, like, April, here's the interesting thing. I think Cowboys fans piss and moan. Okay? I'm going to split hairs here for a second. I think Niners fans are like literally crying. It's like they've been like personally wronged. And their feelings are really hurt. Where they're not even angry, they're just really hurt. It's like they've been betrayed. It's like you guys NFC Championship game with your third string quarterback. You had a great ride. And then you guys pooped the bed. Yes, the Eagles got the breaks. The Eagles got the bounces. The Eagles got some calls there. But maybe don't hold guys in the line of scrimmage. Maybe don't hold a guy's face mask for illegal use of the hands. Maybe don't have a defensive holding. Maybe I don't know. Maybe a disciplined defense should play discipline. They didn't in that game. T-Bro, maybe Spike Eskin was behind the Empire State Building going green. Maybe. Clay, I like this. Croc Turdy. Ooh, that's 2 for $1 right there. I like that. Remember, if you paint a turd gold, it's just a golden turd. I don't know where that fits here, but I'm sure it fits somehow. No, Dan, the 49ers, I think you nailed it. The 49ers, the gold rush, golden turd, I think you nailed it. Random Anton. Dan, you and I. Right there, bro. I stand with Random Anton, and I'm Italian. Sorry, PJ. Sorry, Mark. Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I miss the... Random, are you the one that said it first? Random Anton. Andy Reid puts pineapple on pizza. Where's the rest of that? Did it get deleted because people were offended? I won't stand for pineapple on pizza. Wait a minute. PJ, are you pro pineapple on pizza? Wow. Here's the thing, people. The minute you put pineapple on pizza is the minute it no longer becomes pizza. It's the minute it becomes toasted dough with tomato sauce, cheese, and then your pineapple, obviously. It is horrendous. I enjoy pizza. You're enjoying pineapple toast. Cheesy bread to pineapple toast. That's what you're doing. I don't believe in it. The minute you put a pineapple on pizza is the minute it no longer becomes pizza. Just letting you know, these are the rules. I didn't make them. Those are a flavor. Those are flavors that just should not. Oh, when you got your ham going on there with the Hawaiian pizza, yeah, that's I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to correct you. You know what I'm saying? So just know, if you put pineapple on what was a pizza, it no longer becomes pizza. Because as soon as you do that, it doesn't exist anymore, as far as I'm concerned. The great Anthony Bourdain, and I feel like I've told this story before, but maybe I didn't. The great Anthony Bourdain went to Rome, and he met this famous Italian chef who I can't remember the name of. And the chef told him, "I'm going to make you pineapple on pizza that you will like." And Anthony Bourdain was like, "No, absolutely not. That's not a thing. It's terrible. It doesn't belong, whatever." And this Italian guy was like, "Yeah, no. I'm going to make it so you like it." And he made him a pineapple pizza. The place was right by the Vatican, I want to say, in Rome. And it was this little tiny pizza shop. And the guy chugged it looked like a 2-liter bottle of soda, except it was of Peroni. He chugged it and he made a pineapple pizza. And Bourdain goes, "No, see, this isn't a thing. This is not good." And the guy goes, "Hold on a second." And he comes back with some hot peppers and he put hot peppers on it. And that's what Bourdain said. "Okay, this is acceptable now." That's what he said was acceptable. For me, it's still not acceptable. Still, it's pineapple toast. That's what you're eating. Wait, Clay, it's reasons like those that I wish I lived in Philly. I have enjoyed myself every time I've come down there. Who from Philly hasn't walked through the heart of the Franklin Institute? It's been a minute, but I should do that again. Good morning, Mark, and good morning, peeps. Happy hump day. 11 days till mission 57 is complete. EIGLES Eagles. Fuji. All right. April, it cracks me up when that guy says fans need to study. My guy, we aren't on the field. You know who was watching the game? The actual players. April, excellent point. Dan Schwartz, never doubted the man once. Rock, paper, scissors is an excellent strategy. Hey, everybody killed Nick Sirianni for that. I embraced it. I went and I played on 9th Street. I went down and I played rock, paper, scissors with randos, and we had ourselves a good time. I thought that showed creativity from Nick Sirianni. One by Sirianni is a sociopath or psychopath. Sorry, man. Yeah. Whole new level of nasty. Don't do it. Oh, anchovies are terrible. Yeah. My dad likes making the anchovy Zeppelis or Zepplis, however you like to pronounce it, depending on what region, but whatever. My dad likes making those, and I can't touch the anchovy Zeppelin. No, thank you. No, thank you. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles loved anchovies. I just love that I see TMNT and I go, yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The number of salty fans I saw at work yesterday saw my Eagles cup at work and got great big mad. Their tears are so tasty. Oh, April, that's beautiful. Working for Andy Reid would be the best. Can go to work and leave anytime you want because of his clock management. Wow, Sean, excellent. Yeah, random. I think the Eagles can't beat themselves. I agree. Sean Gillespie, so happy for D'Amico Ryans. Most importantly, he won't be coaching the Niners defense. Very true. I always really liked D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans, through all the BS with Chip Kelly's era here in Philadelphia, D'Amico Ryans was like this just phenomenal leader. He was, I think, like the flagship guy. I think he was the captain. He was the guy that I think all the BS going on around him, he just stayed the course, man. Absolutely loved D'Amico Ryans. Really happy for his success. Carson Wentz's coaching tree is amazing. All of his Philly backups made it to the Super Bowl. Random Anton, I was mistaken. I thought you did like pineapple on pizza. Pineapple toast? No, thank you. Kevin, hello, Kevin. SB Ricky, I'll be driving back to Philly for the game. Catch y'all on Broad Street. See you there, SB Ricky. I might be back on Broad Street next Sunday. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. April, Mark said I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Random Anton, no pineapple on pizza. Thank you. Doesn't taste like pizza without pineapple on it. What? Yeah, both Shane is back next year and the show is Gannon. That's happening. Random Anton, thank you. Sean is on fire today. Sean is on fire today. Everyone's on fire today. You know why? Because the Eagles are in the Super Bowl, baby. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of things. Uh-oh. Are we going to have a guest appearance? Sweetheart? You all right? Yeah. Okay. Mommy said go downstairs? Yeah. Okay, well, it's nice to see you. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? The Eagles? Cool. Do you want to say hi to everybody? You woke up in a silly mood. There we go. Say hi, little toots. Can you say hi? Oh, you always want to talk on the microphone. Now you don't? For the people on the podcast, my lovely daughter, Emanuela, 3 years old. How old are you?
3.
Okay. She just stuck her tongue out. Very nice, sweetheart. Yeah, did you sleep well?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to stay? I thought you wanted to get down. Okay. Here's what I was going to bring up in the morning rush. The morning rush, trading for coach. Oh, you have the cough too. Oh, look at us, one happy sick family. Sean Payton getting traded for. It's weird. It's always weird. Coach is getting traded. That's what I got to say about that. Can you say bye, everybody, and thanks?
Bye.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
That's very nice, sweetheart. Jim Hyde and Produce program did a wonderful job as per usual. This is a Buzz Sports Entertainment production. My name is Mark Farzy. This is the Farzy Show. This is Emanuela. Emanuela, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everybody. Go Birds. Leading up to the Super Bowl. Have a good one. See you guys.